Hey folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. Today, Thursday, September 17th, 2009. Well folks, today was a case of two markets. We're seeing a little bit of that options X activity that we talk about continually, where you have a little bit of a whipsaw in the later portions, Wednesday, Thursday of options X week. And what we're seeing here initially is the market did push up early on as weakness in the dollar showed itself. However, what you are seeing now is the market coming back in, and it is now negative on the day. The Dow is down about 30 points, the S&P is lower by 6, and the NASDAQ is down by 12.5. So first day in quite a while where we're seeing some downside in this market, but it's not exactly a big down day. Any way you cut it, at least not yet, is it a big down day. But having said that, folks, there's some major levels you need to watch here, and I want to go over them, each and every one of them. But first, let's start with what we saw today. Today, jobless claims came out this morning. They came out a little bit better than expected, but in the same instance, the market's rallied so much, it's pretty much factored in at this point. So that's really a non-event. We got some other economic data throughout the morning, but for the most part, a non-event. Really, the key was the dollar again, and I stress the dollar over and over again, but it is, without a doubt, the key to this market going up or down. We saw the dollar initially gap slightly higher and then just sell. And as soon as you saw the dollar start to sell, you saw this market go up, and it went right to the highs of the day here at 108 and change. And interestingly enough, folks, that's an even number play. I stress these even number plays to our research center guys as well as the chat room guys. You have to be ready for them. An even number play is where a pierce of that even number goes a little bit above, and it's a perfect shorting opportunity as the big players in there short right into that or sell right into that push over an even number, and the market comes over and down off of that play. It's a beautiful play. I'm not going to get into more examples really of that for now. That's something that the research center guys and the chat room guys are privy to, but it's a great play, and it would have been the dead high of the day today if you had shorted right up there, right up here at 108.06. You can see a pierce of that even number. That's exactly what you're looking at. So a good shorting opportunity there. The market came down very hard, came right down to support right here at 107 and a quarter or so, which also matches the high area from yesterday's pivot. You can see right here, this level right here, very, very big level, just above 107. Bounced off of that, retraced. Notice a little bit of a bear flag position here. This is a bear flag pattern. Big down move, sideways to slightly up, angle. Notice the angle here. The drop is faster than the up move. That's telling you it's a bearish in spirit of flag pattern. That's telling you more downside could be in order. And sure enough, look at the market is done. Now, the interesting thing about this move lower, it took us right to our master trend line. I have harped on this master trend line yesterday, last week, pretty much every day for the last 10 days or so. I've harped on this trend line, saying that when the market breaks this level, you could see some good selling come in this market on an intraday basis. All of a sudden, folks, look at this. Right off of that trend line, you got a bounce and then a breakdown. So this is telling me for sure as can be, we could see some more downside this afternoon. A lot will depend on the volume, though. Watch the volume today. You need to see a good uptick in volume, but the market's, again, showing some signs of a possible breakdown here. What we haven't done yet is you really want to see a confirmation move on this chart. You have not really seen confirmation yet, and that's really what I'm waiting to see. Once we see confirmation, then I think we can talk about some more downside. Your next support would be at 106.50. 106.50 would be your next support. Right now, we're trading at 106.75. If you get through 106.50, then you're looking at 106, and then the 200 moving average at 105.55. All right, watch those levels. This is extremely important. You're literally on the edge of a cliff right now, in my opinion, and you have to watch for some major stuff in this market right now, all right? Watch it very closely, guys. I can't stress that enough. You have to be on your utmost readiness here, as this could be a selling point in this market over the rest of the day. We'll know it more. Again, whether it's going to be a selling point over the next few days, that's up for debate. We'll have to see how the close. Those of you that join the research center or in the chat room, you will obviously privy to that information depending on what the end of the day shows us. Or are we going to go back to the highs at 108 and possibly to gap fill on the daily, weekly, monthly chart at 110? There's a lot of different points here that you have to be ready for, and this is what it's going to be. Those of us that are ready for this will make money. Those of us that aren't ready for this will lose out. That's as simple as that. So again, you want to be privy to this stuff. This is important stuff on the intraday charts and on the daily charts, weekly charts, monthly charts. All right, so again, you can see a little bit of a pattern here. We're starting to creep back up. You have not confirmed the down move yet below this breakdown line. That's so important to understand, folks. Please understand that. All right, too many guys make careless errors in respect to that, and you can't do that, folks. This market will take your money in a second. All right. Couple other things to go over. Number one, on the upside, if you move back up, this blue line will be minor resistance, which is the big breakdown. This is a bigger breakdown line than upside resistance right now because we've been above it for so long. If you move back up, you're going to have a necktie forming between the 20 and the 50 here at resistance at 107.25. Notice how these two lines look like they're going to come together right around this same resistance line going back to this point, right across to this pivot low, and right here as well. So that level, 107.25, will be key. If you get through that, you're going to have a little bit of a resistance area at this pivot high in the afternoon point. That's at 107.85, and then ultimately at 108.05 will be your last level on the upside of resistance. Once you get through that, then you have to revert to the 60-minute chart, the weekly, the daily, and so forth to find the next levels. But in any case, watch what's going on here today. Very, very interesting, folks. Again, you have to watch the dollar. The dollar is exceptionally important. Look at this. I mean, this is so incredible. All right, we talk about how important the dollar is to this market, and look at this. Initially, what happened to the market? We re-rallied, right? On the open, we pushed up. Well, guess what? Look at the dollar. Collapsed from all the way up here all the way to the lows of the day. Then we went sideways for a little bit right here. See the sideways moving the dollar? This is the UUP. And let's just take a look at the spiders. What happened? Oh, interesting. We came up, we came down, and we kind of just chopped around here sideways, coinciding with the fact that the dollar was going sideways. Then all of a sudden, the dollar starts to collapse again. Excuse me, the dollar starts to rally. Let me go back to the UUP chart. Here's your dollar rallying again, right up to near the highs of the day. What does that mean for the spiders and the markets? The markets come down from this point all the way down here and are now facing the downside of the market. This is a pure and simple dollar market. Anyone who tells you otherwise is just fooling themselves and you. This market is pure and simple a dollar trade in the opposite direction of the dollar. Look at every chart I've shown you in these intraday videos day after day, proving it to you day after day. There's a no-brainer here, folks, that's the way it is. Keeping that in mind, you have to understand that the dollar will be key going forward, again, until you have a switcheroo where the dollar starts to become a negative when it drops, which at some point it will, but that's down the line for a little bit anyways. So watch again, folks. You're getting a move up. Remember, you have not confirmed this breakdown yet. Confirmation is a close below the previous low of the breakdown candle, which was this candle right here. This is the candle. You see the low there. You have not gotten a close below that tail right there. That does not signal confirmation. Therefore, you can easily trade back up above this blue line and back up in this area, although there will be some resistance when you get up to that 107.25 level. Alright, now let's quickly go to the 60-minute chart just to show you here what you have. This is the 60-minute chart. You can see we've had a big up move, and now we're just starting to come back off. Now, on the 60 minutes, is this consolidation before another up move, or are we looking at something bigger? Right now, you have to say this is just confirmation, just consolidation on the 60-minute chart until we see some breakdown key levels here. Then we can start talking about something more, but right now that is not the case. Alright, now, continued small cap heaven, folks. There have been some monster small cap movers over the last couple days. A lot given to the chat room, some great plays. We went 100% in the chat room yesterday, 6 for 6 on the calls in the chat room. Research Center guys had some of the small cap plays as well that they were watching. Some great moves as well on that to capitalize as well. Alright, folks, that's all for today. Come join the Research Center. Come join the chat room. Get this information. If we are at a pivot in this market, you need to be aware of it. It's important. Talk to you soon. Take care.